Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Kat, known as phamerina.planning here on YouTube and on Instagram. And today's video is a plan with me for the week of July 8th through July 14th using this beautiful ink paper plan kit named Beach Escape. I actually got this kit in a D-stash from my good friend Michelle on Instagram. I'll tag her below. And she gave me a lot of stuff with this kit. I think it came with both the journaling pages, both types of kind of not swatches. Yeah, like swatches. They weren't called swatches, but swatches. A lot of floral deco. I'm not used to working with this much floral deco. Um, and just a lot of other deco. So that was really fun. I used this kit because this was the week that we went down to the shore. Apparently, I've heard that that's a very Philadelphia thing to go down to the shore. Other people say they're going to the beach, but we say we go down to the shore. Let me know if you're close-ish to a beach, like where you could regularly go, like an hour, maybe 2 hour drive from a beach, um, what you say. Because I feel like I've grown up saying we're going down to the shore, so like that's not a weird thing for me. So let me know. Let me know if there's any weird like beach scene colloquialisms around where you are. Um, so for this kit, I had like a vision of doing kind of a floral based sidebar, but I didn't really like how the florals looked in the sidebar, so we quickly switched that over to florals in the date cover area. And this is basically how I did my roses kit back in May. Why did that take me so long to think of? So switched gears and I had this deluxe Power Hour freebie from the Pretty Pinko that I decided to pull in because there's this gorgeous beach scene here. I did struggle with the singular long piece of sticker, but I did find a way to make it work. So this is a case where I wish I had mapped this out a little bit better because there were two color washes in the like the watercolor swatches type thing. There was like a orangey beige color, and I laid that down to kind of simulate the sand. And then I looked at the sidebar again, and I was like, I think we should pull in this blue to make you to like make it look like there's water, since there's a beach area and an ocean area in the foiled sticker. So the only thing, not the only thing, there was a lot of things that kind of went wrong in my head. Like, I probably should have laid these stickers down first. The edges of these like watercolor strips are showing. The bottom of the one that's meant to simulate sand is poking into the next column, and I tried to pull it up, but the sticker was pulling up my paper, and I was like, it's gonna look worse if I tried to pull it up. So like, I can see it because I know it's there. Everyone else was like, oh, it looks great, it looks fine. I'm like, but I know these edges are here and it's killing me. But it's because I'm the one, like, I constructed this, so I knew all of this was there. So this is why it was like bothering me so much. So we moved on. We moved on. I pulled in a torn corner to simulate the rest of the sand. I pulled in a little scene from the deco pages to, put a little background in the back there. Pulled in some more of these color swatches just to give the sidebar some color. And I pulled in more foil from the deluxe freebie just to like jazz it up a little bit because it looked kind of plain. It needed more. Um, but I mean, I like it. It looks great. It really does. Once you clean up all the edges, or if you like don't really pay attention to them, it looks great. I think it's just because I know the process. I built the stickers up, so like it kills me because my eyes just zero in on that little corner on the left where the two washi colors or the two color strips come together, and you can see the edges of them, and it's like it just bothers me. Other than that, the sidebar looks really great. I like how it turned out. I just wish I had thought a little bit more about how to build it up which is always a lesson I'm learning, is how to construct my scenes, construct my layering. And I think that's just I mean, I've only been doing this hobby for about this is month 7, so 6.5 ish months at this point. So like there's still a lot for me to learn, and a lot for me to figure out how I like to do things. So like I shouldn't be so hard on myself, I guess is what I'm saying. But I think we are our own worst critics, right? We tend to pick at the things that we see that are wrong. And I know, like, I don't think it's a matter of like trying to make ourselves seem, I don't want to say humble, but I think it's a way for us to relate, because a lot of social media is showing a lot of the the positives, the great things, and people don't want to really show like the times when things are down, or the times when things aren't perfect. So I think that's why I try to point out, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I know it looks great, and like I'm not going to discount the fact that it looks great, but like I see all of these mistakes, and like I know when you're looking at your own spreads, you're seeing all of these mistakes in your own spread. Well, maybe you don't, but I know a lot of us do. So it kind of kills me, not kills me. It I think I like to point out, like, I like to talk about the process, because like on like when you look at a picture, you're like, damn, that looks so good. That looks amazing. And sometimes some people think about like all of the work that goes into it, and some people don't. And like it's neither here nor there, but I like to talk about like the process behind it. I like to share the behind the scenes. I do a lot of that on my Instagram. I'll share a lot of the behind the scenes. I'll talk about my like spreads as they're coming along. Um, so you'll hear about that on Instagram usually. And so here I had the task. Well, actually, that's more of a Monday task. So with my full boxes, I knew I wanted again to do a set of tilted boxes. I knew I wanted to like really line them this time versus the other ones. I didn't really pull in a lot of. I didn't really do the tilted boxes with the deco thing, because it just wasn't vibing for that for this week. Um, these boxes are very I don't want to say empty, because that's not the right word, but there's a lot of space in them, and I feel like I wanted to let the boxes breathe on their own for this week. Especially compared to the last week with all of that foil and with all of the extra things that I did. And also this kit in comparison to last week, and I think I've started talking more about this in general, is these colors are very light, they're very airy, they're very kind of floaty, like, not that they're intangible, but they're very delicate, and that kind of requires a more delicate touch on the paper, which is hard for me to do. I know it's like, that seems weird, all the spreads look amazing and great, but like this kind of color palette or color story is actually really hard for me to get my mind around. And I don't understand why either. Because it's just color, right? But for me, kind of more toned down, more muted, more what's the word? Not similar. More like, when I say cohesive, I don't mean like things are disjointed, but like the color palette is very small in a sense. Like if you look at the large pops of color, like the large colors, there's not that many of them. I guess that's what it is. The color palette itself is a lot smaller, or the distance between like the darkest color and the lightest color is a lot smaller. I'm sure someone who knows color theory and knows like artists who know about colors and things like that are probably going to be able to better articulate what I'm trying to say. But there's not a huge contrast in tone, is not the right word either. Brightness, I guess. Like compared to the Paper Trail Plans kit from last week, there's like those dark purples with those light pinks, and there's a high contrast between those two colors. And my brain is able to kind of make use of like putting a light contrasting color versus against like a harsher color or darker color, and my brain's able to to easily do that. A vision makes it's very clear in my head. Oh my goodness, now we're on the day by day. Sorry, I've gotten on that tangent. But yeah, so for me, like the full boxes were kind of difficult to work with. So like I do have my weaknesses. That's something I'm working on, working with these kind of more delicate, airy kits. So on to the day by day. So we do have a coffee Monday in this one, but we don't start with a coffee Monday because Bub came over to our room for some early morning snuggles, which was very cute. And I wanted to mark that. And then we had coffee Monday. And then my task for Monday's task, Monday had a little bit extra legwork to do this week, was to hide these edges. Which was done here with this leave work early box and the decoration behind it. So I knew it was gonna bother me if I could see those edges in the Monday column. So I made sure to have whatever deco that was going to be there come down and hide at least one of those corners. Otherwise, my eye was just going to zero in on that thing every time I looked at the spread. I mean, I know it's there, but now it's less prevalent. So I left work early that day. I think it had something to do with, yes, I had to do something. I had to go pick up Bub early. And then we finished the day with my CD Stickers Happy Mail. It probably was the mystery or the small order that I had. I don't remember which one. I didn't mark which one it was. On Tuesday, remember last week when I said that July was the start of that snowball? Well, we start Tuesday off with shopping a D-stash. Maybe we didn't start it, but that's how I started marking this. I shopped a D-stash. Like I said, the word D-stash. We gotta stay away from each other. Then let's see what's next. It was a paperwork day, so I spent all day at the computer. And I'm like, these florals, they're not like a weird size, but I guess I'm trying to wrap my head around like lining my columns or just using floral deco again. I think I'd stopped using it for like extensively for a little while, so I was like, wait, how do I do this again? I remember struggling a little bit with my florals for this spread. Any kind of these like trim shape ones, I'm like kind of okay with. Like my brain gets those. But the like bouquets that are not, like, I think they need to be like smaller or bigger, and my brain would get them better. I also made use of some like wave dividers that were really cool, and some sun waves that you see in the Tuesday column over there. So then Tuesday, yeah, we've just finished Tuesday. On Wednesday, it was a free straw day if you ordered at Starbucks. So I made sure to order Starbucks to get my free straw. Getting swept up in in the freeness of it all, I guess. Then we had then I finished. This was my final day of work before we started our like mini vacation. It does say Slam's laptop shut until Monday, but I actually had off until Tuesday. I just didn't feel like going back in and scratching that back out. Then I made sloppy joes that night and ran the laundry because I like to have clean, like, it was either I needed some laundry or I like to make sure that at least Bub's laundry is run before we leave, because like in my head, like I don't want to leave laundry when I'm not going to be here. Although did have Thursday to like tidy up some things. So this was my last work day of the week, because I wanted to use Thursday to pick up any last minute essentials for our trip and to kind of tidy the house up, because I'm one of those people that likes to have a clean house before they leave on vacation, especially since my cousin was coming over to cat sit. So it was very important to make sure that the house was clean, because someone else was living in my house for that period of time, and I don't have a dirty house when someone else is coming to stay. Thursday, I did a Target run to pick up any other miscellaneous supplies that we needed and some snacks for the road, and just snacks in general. We don't really have a lot of snacks. I cleaned the house because, like I said, my cousin Kat was cat sitting and house sitting, so I didn't want her to come live in a filthy house. I think even if no one was coming over to stay at our place. I think I would still clean the house because then I like to come home to a house that is already relatively clean. I don't want to have to come home from vacation and clean my house again. Like, I just got back. Let's not let's not do that. Then I packed no. Then something my son had to go do something, and then I packed clothes for the trip because I'm a last minute clothes packer. I like to make sure I have all of my options. I'm the person that packs 5 outfits for 3 days of travel. I can't be the only one. I know a lot of people do that. But I like to have options. I can't not have the options, like it a girl needs to be able to walk into the suitcase and say, what am I going to wear today? I don't like to assign clothes for vacation. It just wouldn't work out for me. On Friday was the day we went down to the shore. It was also the first day of the UPS sale, so I made sure to do my sticker shopping. I know for sure I ordered from the Pretty Pinko because they had the power hours. And then I know I did Hello Petite paper this day because she'd released that gorgeous autumn colors kit that I needed to round out my November of autumn themed. Well, not well, yes, they're autumn themed, but they're autumn named kits. So I had to go buy that. I had to go buy it. Of course I did, because that's how I am. And I told you the avalanche started or the snowball that turned into an avalanche started at this time. When we got to New Jersey, it was near Ocean City. It wasn't in Ocean City, but we're like literally a drive to Ocean City. We got there, we unpacked, then we went to the boardwalk and got boba tea and just walked up and down the boardwalk since it was not that late, but it was kind of a little bit later. We got boba tea, we walked down to the beach. It was kind of cloudy and kind of cold, so we didn't really stay at the beach. Before we left, we got crab fries, and I asked the people when they gave them to me to, like, can you guys put them in the container, because like I'm not going to be eating them right now. And those rats with wings, those seagulls, they will attack you even if you're walking around and holding it. Like, even if you're not eating it, if you're just walking, they will attack you. I witnessed someone getting attacked by a seagull while they were walking around with their pizza. So they're vicious, those rats with wings. Then we ended the night playing at the playground in the little community that we were staying in. And then for Saturday I cooked breakfast. I made bacon. I remember that. Bacon and eggs, probably. Because we didn't want to we didn't want to go out and eat for every single meal. One meal should be at our home, at the trailer home we were staying in. So that's that. We also went to the Cape May County Zoo, which is actually free. They don't like push you for an actual donation. Like, you could theoretically go in, excuse me, and just like experience the zoo for free. But if we want zoos to stay around, we want to make sure that we donate so that they say. And it was actually a surprisingly good zoo for something that is free. There was also a carousel that was right outside the zoo, so we were trying to figure out plans after we were done with the zoo. I took Bub on the carousel. Loves the bear carousel. We went on a lot of carousels this weekend. After the Cape May County Zoo, we then went to like Cape May proper. There's a little shopping district there. My husband wanted to go get some soap, and in the soap store, he's really into bar soap right now. In the soap store, there was like a giant rubber duck, and my son loves ducks. Obsessed with ducks. But before we went to the zoo, I'm confused because I marked it wrong. Before we went to the zoo, we went to what was called Sunset Beach. We hung out at Sunset Beach for a little while. It's a little like rockier. There's like abandoned shipwreck in the water. You can see it. Some dolphins were hanging out around there. It was very cute. He collected sand. I just sat on the beach because I didn't really want to go into the water. I do remember stepping on a jellyfish. I stepped on a dead jellyfish because they were washing up on the shore. I got scared. I was just walking, and then boop, the water came up. Jellyfish landed itself. I stepped on it. It was kind of scary. It was dead though, but so I didn't get like stung or anything. But still, I got scared. Let me zip through. There's a lot happening this weekend. I don't know why I tried to cram it all in here. The Sunday was an entire beach day. So we went to the beach. We played in the waves. He made sand castles. After the beach, we had lunch, and then we went to the back to the boardwalk to go ride on carnival rides, because apparently those things don't open till like 4 o'clock. And we rode on like the carousel twice. There was a train. There was like a truck ride that he really loved. Um, and then what was the last thing I marked? And then we played with chalk at home. And then I remember that I had the letters from Paper Trail Plans, and I wanted to use them, but I couldn't figure out where they would fit best. So I went into that tilted boxing and put in Ocean City, New Jersey. And I thought that looked really well, and it wasn't like obscuring a lot of the artwork, which was my concern. So this was a packed week, actually. I'm sorry I didn't get to talk more about it in the plan with me, but like we slow beginning, packed weekend. We actually didn't leave until the following week, which was Monday. That I said that really weird. But I really like. I did have a little bit of trouble with this kit. Like I said, the colors, they're just not high contrast enough for my brain to like really get it. I do like how this turned out, and I kind of wish I used more like torn paper elements throughout all of it and more of the deco. But like it turned out cute. I like how it looks. I really do. I like the use of the liners. I like the use of the letters. I liked where my deco is at the point. It just feels a little disjointed from the sidebar, I guess is the only like real thing I would say. But I do like how my sidebar turned out. I just don't think they are like the same kit per se. You know what I mean? Like it feels like the sidebar is one thing and the rest of the kit's something. I guess that's really what it is about this spread. It doesn't feel as cohesive as other spreads for me. And that's not, again, not that I don't like it. I like how it came out. I just feel like it feels a little disjointed. And I had a lot to write, just not a lot of room to write it. I really didn't. But hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!